Welcome back, B Squad. So today we're gonna be doing another story time. I know I said it was gonna be a compilation of story times that I was gonna bring down to the channel. So this is gonna be story number 2. This is gonna be episode number 2 for our story time. If you were not able to see the first episode 1 for story times, I'm gonna go ahead and link it down in the description so y'all can go check that one out, and y'all can go ahead and start getting up to date on my stories. So that's gonna go ahead and be down in the description for y'all. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if y'all want to see more story times like this one's. So let's go ahead and get started to the story today. This story is gonna be whenever I broke my elbow and I was in 2nd grade. I was about 7 years old. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. It was a Saturday. My mom had to work that day. It was like around noon, I think. I want to say it was around noon. I was 7 years old. I really don't remember. I know it was midday that she told me, just get ready. I'm gonna go ahead and take you over to your aunt's house because I have to work and I'm not gonna get off until like 10 p.m. I think that was the time that she used to get off. So I got everything ready, my stuff, just to go over for a little while at my cousin's house. So basically we're gonna have a play date together. That's what we used to do, like go in the backyard, play, or inside, anything. So I got everything ready, and we were driving off to my aunt's house that she still lives from my mom like 10 minutes away. So we drove over there. My mom dropped me off at my aunt's, and everything was going good. We played a little bit. I played a little bit with my cousin before heading out to another aunt's house. Why? Because back then my mom and my aunts, still until this day, they still play chalupa, but it was like more back in the days. Like it was every week they will gather friends and aunts like together and play in like this week it's gonna be your house that we're gonna be playing. This next week is gonna be your other aunt's house or another friend's house. So it was a Saturday, so it was the day that we had to go to that aunt's house or that friend's house. So my mom or my aunt, but at the moment, like I mentioned, it was my aunt that she was taking care of me. So my aunt told my cousin, like, just be ready for like within an hour because we're gonna head out. We're gonna go ahead and play chalupa at tal casa, you know, whoever's house. So we got ready. I got my stuff together because I knew after that I was not gonna come back to my cousin's house. My mom was gonna go ahead and pick me up over there. So we got ready. We head over there. It was probably like about 15 minutes drive. 15 minutes drive. So we got over there, and at the moment my cousin and I, we were like the oldest ones from everybody else. Like there were edges, I believe, from 5 to 2. They were over there, little kids. So we stayed that friend, because the house that we went, my aunt took us, it wasn't like my aunt, it was like more as her part of the family. So it was like, I can say it was my mom's friend. So once we got to my mom's friend's house, we got everybody, like they had like a little section for little kids, like you're gonna be like over here in this room mientras nosotros jugamos, you know, so y'all don't bother us, and y'all have the TV, y'all have all the toys, y'all have everything over there. So that happened. My cousin and I, whenever we got into that house, we went straight to the room because we knew that it was like the kids' room. So we went to the kids' room. We stayed there probably about 30 minutes. We were just watching TV and we got bored. My cousin went and asked my tia, like, tengo hambre, like I'm hungry, like we're hungry. So I remember like she fed us and everything. Like empezamos a comer. Like they call like all the kids, like yeah, like the food is ready, yeah, go ahead, and like they fed us before they ate. They like, So we ate, everybody ate and everything. So after we ate, we went back to the same room where the little kids were and everything. And then me and my cousin look at each other and we're like what we doing here, like with the little kids, like we're just watching TV, it's already bored, you know. So me and my cousin look at each other and we're like, let's go outside, because the lady's house, she had like a like big yard in the back, and she had like playgrounds because she had kids, so she had like a playground and everything. So I remember getting out of we went to the backyard, and the door was like in the middle of the backyard, so everything you would see, it was like the kids playground in the left side, everything on the right side, it was empty. Like it was like big field other than that on the right side. And we played, like it was already late, by the way. It was already like, at the moment that we went outside, it was around 9 p.m. I want to say it was like around 9 p.m. So it was already dark outside, and it was only her and me. And we started playing in the swings and the playground for a little bit, and then we got bored. Like I mentioned, it was only us two grown, older kids than everybody else. So it was like, we do this, we get bored, we see TV. It was like it was already like there was not much for us to do than just either play chalupa with my mom, or with the aunts or the friends and everything, play with them, or play outside. And they didn't let us go in the front yard because there was no grown-ups in the front. So we were playing there for a little while, like I mentioned, and then my cousin she went around the corner of the house, and I remember the lady, she had like, I guess like her miscellaneous stuff that she didn't want like for people to see, like for the backyard. It was like around the corner to the left, and like she had like a lot of plywood, like benches. I'm gonna insert like a little bench right here. The one that I'm talking about is like, it's not like those picnic benches that you see like in the park. Like it's like more like heavy duty ones. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like more as a heavy duty bench. There was two, and they were playwoods and everything. So once my cousin was already in the top of the plywood, she insisted for me to get into the bench so I can go ahead and get over there with her by the plywood. So I was like, no, like it's wobbly, I'm gonna fall. I was like so concerned that I was gonna fall, and I guess I was more concerned because I wasn't at the moment with neither of my parents. So if anything would happen, either I was gonna get in trouble because I wasn't with them, or I had to wait until they were there. I don't know, like I was just like, no, I'm not gonna get. At the end, she convinced me, or I just went, like I just got into that bench. And I remember the first me putting my feet in the bench, it was wobbly. So I stood there at the edge of the bench, and she was like probably like I want to say 2 feet away from me, because it was a long bench. So let's say like this long right here. So I was all the way in this corner, and she was all the way in that corner, but not in the bench. She was in the top of like the plywood. So once I got to the edge, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna get in like on the top of the bench. So I got in the top of the bench, and she was over there like, you see, like nothing happened, like you're okay, like you're not gonna fall. That's what she told me, you're not gonna fall, you're okay. So just walk slowly towards me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and like walk slowly towards you. Remember, there's a wall in the left side, and there's a gap in between the bench and the wall. So at the moment, I was like walking slowly towards her, and she's like, Chucky's behind you. And I turned around, and I freaked out. I was 7 years old at the moment, and it was like the big thing of Chucky. Like I was just scared. And the funny part is that she had a doll, a Chucky doll. So every time that I will go over to her house, she will always prank me with that doll. So she knew that I was scared of Chucky, and it was dark. At the dark, it was night. So she told me, look, Chuck is behind you. So I turn around. Once I turn around, I remember I just fell in between the wall, and the bench fell like on top of my elbow. And I remember just like, I don't know, like if I passed out. I just remember whenever I opened my eyes, like the bench was already on top of me, and she was like still in the plywood. She was still on top of the plywood, but she, like, I seen her face, she was all scared because she wasn't sure if I was playing or I was really hurt. So she got off and she took the bench off my elbow, like my arm, and she's like, are you okay, are you okay? I was I didn't say nothing for probably like a minute. I didn't say anything because I was like still like trying to see if I was okay before telling her I was okay. So once she took the bench off me, like she helped me up, and once she helped me up, I remember giving her my right arm because to go ahead and get up, so she will help me get up. And as soon as I gave her my right arm, I felt like a pain, but it was like, I guess like the pain kicked in at the moment whenever like I stretched out my arm. And I was like I remember like snatching it back before she grabbed it because that really hurt it. And she was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm not sure. So once she removed the bench off me, she told me like, give me your hand so I can help you out, like to get up. And I remember giving her my right arm, like for her to help me with, like to get up. Once I stretched out my arm, like it, like I guess the pain kicked in right there and then, and like I put my arm back like this, and I was like, just help me like with this hand. And she was like, are you okay? She was freaking out because she's like, I remember she was at the moment like blaming herself, like I should never told you, like Chuck is behind you, like nothing like that. And I was like, no, it's okay, like it's okay. Like I was just trying to like calm her down at the moment. It was like a whole scenario, like she was trying to calm me down and I was trying to calm her down because she felt blamed for it, because she was like, I should never said that. So after I got off the floor, I was like, okay, let's just go ahead and sit down by the playground. And we sat there, I sat there for about like 10 to 15 minutes, if not a little bit more, in the swing. And she's like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? And I was like, at the moment I already in the swing, I was already like tearing up. I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I was like still thinking, I was like, neither of my parents are here, so I gotta like hold it up. Like in my mind, I was just like, I had to hold it, like I cannot just bust out crying and go inside the house and say like, this happened. So we stayed outside in the playground for 30 minutes until I was like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and go straight to the room. I was like, I don't want nobody to ask me anything, like y'all want, like not even a little thing, you want water, like UNICEF, like get us algo or something like that. I was like, we're gonna go straight to the room, and I'm gonna stay there. If you want to stay there with me until my mom gets here, we're gonna stay there. My aunt, I remember whenever we walked into the house, back into the house, my aunt, the one who was taking care of me, my cousin's mom, she's like, yeah, okay? And I was like, yeah, we're good. And my cousin's like, she looked at me and she's like, yeah, we're good, we're gonna go ahead and go into the room. And so we stay there, and we went into the room, and I remember just laying down in the bed. Like no grown-ups came into the room to check on nobody. Like everybody was good, like the little kids were good, they were playing at the moment. And so that happened, I guess, around 9 p.m. so I still stayed like the whole hour with pain. I was already crying in the room. As soon as I went into the room, I started crying because the pain was like kicking really in. Sorry. So I stayed there, like I mentioned, I stayed there for a whole hour until my mom got there and picked me up and everything. So I remember like just looking at the time, I was like asking my cousin like, what time is it, like ¿Qué hora es? And like I think every 10 minutes I was asking her like, what time is it, because I was like, I know this time my mom gets out of work and probably is gonna take her this time to get to here for me. So I think it took a whole course of about an hour and a half for my mom, like from when I felt until my mom got there, like me holding in the pain, like an hour and a half. So as soon as I heard the doorbell, and I was like, hopefully that's my mom, like hopefully that's her, right? So she came, started saying hi, everybody, like to the grown-ups out there, like whoever was playing. And the thing is that she was already like coming off of work, and she was ready to go ahead and play chalupa as well, right? And so she said hi to everybody, and then she came into the room. I remember hearing her like, "¿Dónde está Bere?" to my aunt, and my aunt's like, "They're over there in the room, they're playing, I think, sir, whatever." And my aunt told, like, "Ya comió," like she already ate, she ate, she played, and now they just came into the room. And what I remember, as soon as I seen my mom walk into that door, I was already crying. Like I mentioned, I was already crying. I was holding in my cry. I'm sorry, I was crying, but I wasn't like, like, oh my god, like this hurts so much. I was like crying, like inside, and I was of course tearing up. But like as soon as I see my mom, I was like basically like, like como la Magdalena, you know, like te das todo, like oh my god, like So my mom's like, "What's going on? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, ¿qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? Like, ¿qué está pasando?" She asked my cousin, and my cousin, like, she didn't know what to say, or if like to say it or not. And I was like, I looked at her, and my cousin, like, she like told her the whole story. And then as soon as I busted out crying, like I can't no more, like with the pain. And I seen my mom, like, I think this is the correct person. Actually, like I mentioned, like she wasn't there, so I was holding in until I seen her. And as soon as I busted out crying, I remember everybody, like the whole ladies came in, like to the room, like what's going on, like ¿qué está pasando? Because there were like other little kids, so they thought it was one of their little kids that were fighting or something, or one of them fell off the bed. So they seen that it was me in the bed crying and like crumbling up like to my arm, because it's like it was hurting so bad. So my aunt, she walked in the room, and she's like, ¿Qué te pasa, Bere? Like, ¿qué está pasando? Like, what's going on? She didn't have no clue. My aunt was like, you just passed by me, like you were okay. Like she thought that something happened, like I fell like in the room or something, off the bed or something. And my cousin at the moment, so she explained to her like what happened, and she's like, why you didn't tell me at the moment? Like we could have called my mom, they could have called my mom, or we could have called your dad or something. And I was like, no, because I knew like my mom was gonna get there like within a few hours. So I was like, I didn't want to, like no quería causar ningún problema, porque no estaba mi mamá, no estaba mi papá en ese momento, so no quería que le llamaran a nadie. Y así pasó, like that's how it happened. Like, so that night I remember going home. Yeah, my mom took me home, and because they were like, if it was just a fracture going like in my elbow, because like thank God I didn't have no bone popping on or nothing like that. But how, like I explained how it happened, and from where I fell off, like it was a heavy bench, so it was already late at night. So she's like, we're just gonna go ahead and take you home right now. I remember going home, and my mom gave me, I think, Tylenol. It's something for the pain. I don't remember. I don't recall what she gave me for the pain. So the next morning, I stayed like that, like through the night. I remember like sleeping on my left side, and like with my hand like this, in the pillow, like in the like underneath me, like for me not to like fall asleep and turn all the way to my right side, and for my body weight to go into my elbow. So that was a Saturday. Sunday morning, I woke up, of course, in pain. I don't remember. I don't think I went to sleep during the course of the night because of the pain. And so Sunday morning, came up and everything, and my mom called another aunt. She's because Hispanic, you know, they cuando tienen algún dolor van con las sobaderas para que le soben los músculos or everything like that. So my mom called one of my dad's sister, and she's like, do you know ninguna sobadera que sobe like around here, like around the area, so we can go ahead and take her? Maybe it's just like her elbows like fractured, and maybe like si le soban like la sobadera like le va a ayudar a poner a arreglarle lo que está fracturado, like instead of going into the hospital. So they didn't took me to the sobadora, I think, until Sunday night. So it was a whole 24 hours with me holding in the pain, and just like my mom was just giving me pain medication at the moment, and it was like I mentioned, it was probably Tylenol. And I remember going with the sobadora. She was an older lady, like she was a little bit creepy, no lie. And so she started like sobándome el brazo, me lo empezó a sobar y todo. But I honestly think she made it worse. Why? Because my elbow wasn't even hurting that much. How it came out hurting after like we left her house and everything. And she like me lo empezó a sobar for probably like for a whole hour or 2 hours. And I didn't feel no difference. It didn't hurt while she was doing it. No me dolió cuando, no me estaba doliendo cuando me estaba sobando. I was like, okay, so she's probably gonna help me out with the pain, like to put the fractured bone back in place. So we left her house after probably 2 hours. We went back home. That was still Sunday, and the pain came in worse. It kicked in worse, and I remember laying in the bed. I swallowed the same position as the first night, to the left side, pillow underneath my elbow for me not to fall asleep and roll into my right elbow. Anyway, so that happened on Sunday. Me llevaron a la sobadora. No pasó nada. No me ayudó. I even remember the lady, she gave like a little cream to my mom. Like she's like, go ahead and like put that on, like aumentaselo y dale un masaje durante la noche para que le alivie el dolor. I think it was like a type of cream with medicine, so it could help me at the same time with the pain. And it didn't help. Like it did not help. So Monday morning came in, and that was, yeah, it was school. School was going on at that moment, and I think I missed days during that week, of the course of the week, while like my parents got situated at the moment. It was already Sunday, and it wasn't working. Nothing was working. Looking like la sobadora, lo que le dio a mi mom, like no estaba trabajando at all. So Monday came morning. I remember my mom had to call off that day because it was like already insane. So the pain was already insane. So she called off for her job that day. She took me, I think the reason that they didn't take me right away to the hospital, I want to say, I didn't have no insurance at the moment, and I don't think, like at the moment, like they were both working, so there was not enough income, like something extra just like that to happen. And I know like it was something like urgent, like doesn't matter what it was, like to take her to the hospital. But like now that I grown and like I look into that situation, like okay, I was like, okay, it was because like at the moment they didn't have not enough money, because they had to pay out of their pocket just to take me to the hospital or any clinic just to see if I was really broken or it was just a fracture, you know. So I guess like they decided, I guess like, so Monday happened, like Monday morning came up, and my mom's like, just get ready, I'm gonna go ahead and take you to the hospital. I heard you during the night, you were just like, te estabas quejando like back and forth, so like I don't want to like see you like no other day with that pain. I was like, okay. So I got ready and everything. I didn't go to school that day, and so I remember they were taking me x-rays like back and forth, like just to see like what was going on with my elbow. And it was like right here, like I think it was like the fractured, like, okay. So they took me to the hospital, they took x-rays and everything. They took like a while like to tell us what came back in the x-rays. And the doctor came back into the room, and she, like he put the x-rays in the light so we can see what was going on with the x-ray. And I remember like he explained to my mom, was like, okay, so there's no fracture going on, but there is a broken bone. And the broken bone, it was like this, like little, like this broken, like it was a little bone, like, you know, you have a lot of bones, little bones around your elbow, but it was like a little bone, and it was like this much broken, like this much. And the funny part is, like, the reason, like, thank God it didn't pop out, it was because it didn't like went like this. The bone, it was like, the bone's supposed to be like this, and it just got like this. So it was like basically just to go back in place, how it's supposed to. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and recommend, like, give you like a list of clinics around the area, like if you want to take her, which one is more affordable to, like, for y'all. So because she is gonna need a cast on as soon as possible, the better, because that's the only way that she's gonna get off the, like, that pain and everything. And so that was a Monday. Tuesday, still wasn't going to school. And in the hospital, they gave me like the elbow support, just for me to have my elbow like this all the time. So because even if I stretch it out, it was like hurting more and more. So they gave me the elbow support, and I was like that until I went to the doctor. I think like I was with the elbow support, even going to the doctor, the doctor that was gonna go ahead and put the cast on me, I was still like that for a whole week. I think like the third day, by Wednesday, I went back to school, and I'm over here all like 7 years old, like, damn, like, me voy a salvar de la escuela, like, no voy a tener que hacer nada, like, I'm not gonna do anything at school, like, because it's like, I'm a righty, you know, I write with the right hand. I was like, I cannot write with my left hand. I was in 2nd grade. So I went back to school, and I remember my teacher, Chalala, that was her name, Miss Chalala. Yeah, Miss Chalala. And my mom like spoke to her and was like, oh, this happened, that's why she hasn't come into school this 3 days, because we found out that she broke her arm, not just fracture. So I was like, yes, like, I'm not gonna be doing no work at school, like, yeah. I was like, yeah, whatever. So I'll go into the classroom, I sit in my desk and everything, and I'm like still excited, like, no voy a hacer nada. I'm like, I'm just gonna chill, like this and that, or I'm just gonna be hearing stuff, I'm not gonna be writing or nothing like that. And that was the morning, Wednesday morning at school. So I remember like she passed out like work to do for everybody, and she passed me the paper, and she's like, so I heard like you broke your right arm, right? I was like, yeah. I was just looking at her, I was like, yeah, like I broke it. And she's like, okay, well, it doesn't mean because you broke your arm you're still not gonna be able to do stuff. And I was like, I looked at her and I was like, okay, like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, you gotta learn how to write with your left hand. I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, so now I have to learn how to write with my left hand, that I have my broken right hand, you know. And I still didn't have no cast. I was still with the support, because like the clinic is by appointment. So my mom had to make me an appointment, I think the following week, until the following week, so they can go ahead and like put the cast around me. And so yeah, 2nd grade, I had to learn how to write with my left hand and everything. I was like, I was so happy. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be doing nothing at school, right? But no, I still had to learn how to write with my left hand. So now, yeah, I know how to write with my left hand a little bit. It's not that neat, but I still know how to write a little bit with my left hand. And because I had it like the cast after like the week that the appointment came up, after they put the cast on me, I had to leave it between, like, I think it is between 3 to 6 weeks. So it was a long period that I had to write with my left arm, with my left hand, I'm sorry, with my left hand. So it was a tough situation, and on top of that, I had a broken arm. It was my right hand that I had to write with. I had to learn how to write with my left arm for 3 to 6 weeks until I had this removed and everything. But it was, at the end of the day, I want to say that it was a tough situation, because It took my parents like a whole week until I got my cast on my arm and everything. And then not only that, like I had to learn how to write with my left hand, and until this day I still like write here and there with my left hand. I don't write a whole page with my left hand, but I can write you like or 2 or 3 paragraphs with my left hand, you know. So I can say it was like a balanced experience. It was a good experience, but at the same time I got something good out of it. I learned how to write with my left hand, you know. So not a lot of people can do that, and you got to go through a situation like that, I guess, or a situation similar to that, so you can learn how to do other stuff with your left hand, you know. But yeah, at the end of the day, the appointment came up. My dad, it was, yeah, whenever I got my cast on, it was my dad, not this time, that he took me to my appointment. They put the cast on me. I remember I got, until this day, my favorite color is yellow. My favorite color is yellow. And I remember getting my yellow cast. It was cool, you know, once you had your cast, because now everybody could just ride, or like, yeah, they let my friends in 2nd grade or teachers ride on my cast. So I had it on for about like 3 to 6 weeks on, and I remember even like whenever I had it on, like on the appointment, they like the doctor explained to me, don't do this, don't do that, like you can't do this, you cannot do that. Even like taking a shower, I had like, my mom had to put me like a bag of plastic, like garbage bag around my elbow, just for not, like water couldn't go into the cast, so like she had to put like a garbage bag. So cuando me bañaba, like en la bañera, like tenía que estar con el brazo like this, like I had to like be like this in the bathtub like that, and like just like clean myself, like bathe myself like that. So like it was a whole process, not only like just the writing part, it wasn't like a whole process, like it was me taking a bath, like a shower by myself, like I had to be like this and like taking a shower, like I couldn't put the arm inside like the bathtub. I would say like no, like I would not blame neither my aunt or my cousin about this, like this situation. Like sometimes stuff happens and like that in life. The story, whenever I broke my elbow, and it was like I mentioned, it was rough. You got to learn new stuff. I had to learn how to write with my left hand. So that's the end of this story time, guys. If y'all want to hear more story times like this, stay tuned. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be posting another story time soon, and it will be episode 3. So stay tuned for another story times. Bye. Hello? I'm just calling because you forgot to hit the like button.